Hey, what's up, guys? So, back with another SlingTalk episode. I can say right off the bat, I probably won't use that angle too much anymore, but I just wanted to test out something new, just to see if I could get the controls and the instruments in one, but I think that's... it's too hard, so I think I'm gonna have to just use the FPV and the one camera that looks at the instruments in the future. So anyways, the mission today is flying out with a bunch of these orange bags going up into the mountains. Yeah, we got 21 meters of line, and they're building a new bridge for a like a hiking trail. So now we're going to move this one back towards the other ones and then connect them all together. This moving back and towards the left is kind of hard. It's probably what is most uncomfortable, because you can't see where you're going, and you can see the cyclic. You get stopped by the left leg. That was bad. My cyclic is all over the place here. Just gonna connect the other two as well. Placed a little bit too far apart to get them easily on the hook, but he gets it, and then it's just a matter of doing it slowly so you don't whack them together. Like so. So this is another view. I don't know if I've used this before or not, but I think this view a little bit lower and a little bit more forward to get the instrument panel, and then I could just leave that up in the corner. So you don't really need to be able to read the numbers. You can, like, the gauge is pretty sufficient, I think. You can see the trail, or a guy built these stairs to the right of that waterfall by hand, alone, one dude. That's fucking nuts. Beautiful place. Okay, so we're coming up on our first destination now. It's you see that rocky riverbed in the middle, on the middle of the screen right now. Yeah, give you a better view here. Just see some people in black. They're gonna build a bridge to the right over that little water. Normally there would be a lot more water than there is now. It's super dry for this period of the year. All the lakes and the mountains are pretty much drained. Just slow with that last bag. So I'm gonna move some stuff around up there later, but for now I'm gonna go back and get the second load. Now this is a very steep, I can't remember, we can see afterwards what altitude this is, but it's a few thousand feet and it's pretty steep down here. So in these cases, it's really important you have to watch your airspeed if you want to have a high rate of descent. And this again, as I keep saying, this steel wire is very good for this type of descent, because it allows you to fly with a higher rate of descent at a higher airspeed without the chance of the line bumping up into the tail. Yeah, I'm only 40 knots and losing airspeed actually. That's a bit slow. That's a bit bad, but looks like I'm super nose down on the big screen, but it's not really that nose down. So all the way down to the sea. I gotta watch. So pretty much downwind also now, I see. And coming in very steep. And yeah, almost. It's a little bit steep on the approach there, but acceptable. Even though I should try to make it at a better angle. Usually pretty hard if you have a lot of descent, and if you're flying fast, it's harder to judge the final approach. Speed now. The wind is coming from all over the place down in the fjords here. Airspeed's alive. Climb is getting some more climb as well. Generally, this is not a good situation to be in with a super high rate of climb at like 1,700 feet per minute, zero airspeed, relatively high power, and going straight towards the mountain. If you can, it's way better to go at the mountain at an angle and try to climb not as steeply, or at least climb with more airspeed. But the conditions are the wind is coming a little bit from all over the place, but the wind is quite weak. So up in these mountains here, what's the altitude? 1,000, let's call it 1,600 feet. So up in these mountains here, when the wind does get bad, it gets really bad. It gets super strong. Yeah, this guy pointing down in the lower left screen there. He's pointing at where he wants to load, which is kind of hard to see him because he's pretty camouflaged. The dark clothing. One of the reasons they started using orange bags is because it used to be white, but during the winter when the snow would cover up some of the bags on the big power line projects, and they would get obviously really hard to see. And they were only allowed to use the bags once, so they were littered all over the place. There were a few incidents with the bags blowing up and having near accidents, so now they're all orange. And it's really, really helpful to see, because even white is not that easy to see. Yeah, now they have different equipment in the bag, so I'm gonna move a few of them. Oh, come on, move the helicopter. Por favor. See, the bag here is inflating. Sometimes when you have really light bags, that's what happens. And if you have basically not enough weight in it, so now I have only 110 kilos. So going fast with this bag can be really, really dangerous, especially descending. Because it'll inflate and it'll create so much drag that it'll pull the line, or the long line, up towards the tail rotor. So that's really have to be careful of that. If you get above, say, like 300 kilos, it's usually not a problem. But anything below 150, I'm always super cautious. Put it on here. It's not the greatest at camera angle, but got the idea. So now I'm going to go back and get another bag and move that to a third location. I definitely should make the picture-in-picture smaller at least, because you don't need that much in the top left. Some of you might disagree, but it's yeah, I think it's too big. Just waiting for them to make the bag ready. And then he drops all the ears. Yeah, I think, yeah, there's it's really hard to see, but there's a path going up the mountain here. You can see it through the trees. There's been like a landslide. So this bag contains tools. We're gonna move, not in this video, but at a later date. We moved stones, like big stones, up here on this trail that goes to the left of the bag here, because given time, these small stones here, they're going to get washed away, or the soil underneath rather is going to get washed away. Almost released it there. That would have been good. It's really slopey towards the right of the screen now. It's not that easy to see on this camera angle. Yeah, but we're gonna put up stones, like stepping stones. Yeah. I just love this camera angle. Super sick. Doesn't look real. You can see I'm going faster than I did before. You can see the tail is, or the line is clearly higher than on the previous descent. You see that shackle in the middle of the line there, where it looks like it's twisted on the line? That's 15 meters, so that's 15 meters below the attachment point. Oh, that's a sick shot. Yeah, that yellow shackle in the, I don't know if it's a shackle, it's a ring, steel ring. That is 15 meters below the attachment point of the belly of the aircraft, and then down from there to the hook it's 6 meters. So it's kind of, yeah, it's not that easy to see, judge the difference, or the what do you call it, the distance there. Alright, so again, coming in pretty steep. Yeah, super steep. At least 10 meters above them. Cycling steady. This looked like it was going to be a bitch of a load, but it was behaved very nicely. It's quite light. I can't see the scale, but it's probably around like 500 kilos maximum. I believe this is the last load. We're just gonna put this down and then probably, yeah, I think this is gonna be it. Zero airspeed still, so wind changes, or there's a wind shear somewhere on that ascent. Oh, there I go. Smaller. So that's way better, I think. That's such a good idea. Yeah, I think that looks way better. Let's go and go across. Oh yeah, we're moving a stone also. So these are the types of stones. We're not only going to move one today, but these are the type of stones that we will put up on the trail. To make it more water resistant or rain resistant or landslide proof, if you will. It's not heavy at all. It's like 600 kilos, I think. I'm just looking at them to see where they want it, but they want it up where I put the bag on the mountain sides, towards the left on the big screen. So we're going up to that top green field where we were before. And again, this is it's quite slopey on this where we're putting it down, so here it's also very important to release the tension in the sling before you release it. So meaning like go slack on the lines before you let it go. Quite high. Got some airspeed though, that's nice. So there you can see it. It's very easy to believe that that was flat. Here you can see it's stopped, so I can let it go. Because if you let it go when it has momentum, obviously that's going to be potentially dangerous, and it might let go. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I'm just going to descend down. You can see my airspeed now is close to 60. Yeah, so I had 40 on the first and then probably around 60 on the second approach. Now I'm up in 70 knots now. And 1500 feet per minute descent. 60 knots. Yeah. Such a sick angle again. So cool. Oh shit. Quite a nice descent now. I have over 2,000 feet, 50 knots. So yeah, it's just going to be landing here, and then I included we go a little bit up in the mountains here to get another load and transport it back down to them, but that's only going to be a few minutes, and we fly through some clouds, and I just thought it was a really cool clip, so I put that in on the end. So yep, that's it for this time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.